What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Just a guy on my lunch break is back, aka Corey. I appreciate you joining me once again. If you've watched a few of my videos, you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please do that. It's a free service. Just to take 2 seconds and hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you much. What a bargain. What a bargain. So I think it's a pretty good deal. Watch all my content for free, forever. And you don't have to pay a dime, except that 2 seconds of your time to hit that subscribe button. And like the video as well. And leave a comment. Let me know what's going on in your world. You know, what your particular circumstance or circumstances are. What they have been. Let's talk about the shit. It feels good to talk about it. Especially when it comes to something like drug abuse, you know, substance abuse, those sort of things. That's one of those things that people rarely have a place or a platform where they can freely discuss this type of thing without feeling to be up under judgment by others. You know, a lot of us have never talked about it unless we're forced to, you know, unless you've gotten in some sort of trouble or something, or, you know, you had some sort of legal situation with some drugs or something, and the court system made you, okay, you're gonna go to rehab. You're freaking going to rehab, you know? or a family intervention or something like that, where, you know, you walk into your home one day and all 10 of your relatives, including relatives you hadn't even seen in 6 months, are sitting in the living room, like, just staring at you, and then you're like, oh. Which, thank God, I've never had that happen. I'm sure some folks have. That's probably more the Hollywood sensationalized sort of version after watching watching that show Intervention. I've watched that a couple of times. I was just like, oh man, how horrible. You walk in and, you know, your whole family plus family members that you haven't even seen in 6 months are sitting there telling you all about why they want you to get clean and this and that. But anyway, all that shit's kind of beside the point. But this channel is kind of for the people, by the people. It's a place where you can let us know your situation, and I will read it on here and talk about it. I'll give a response, I'll comment about it. And then what will happen also is other people who have similar experiences as what you have will jump in the comments after and tell you, you know, their opinions and their take and their response to what your specific situation is. Because sometimes, you know, when it comes to stuff like this, people are looking for answers, right? People are looking for help. You know, people are looking for someone out there who's going, me too, dude. Me too, ma'am. Yeah, I went through that too, and here's how it affected me. Here's what I did to get myself out of that. Here's how I came out on the other side of that situation. And, you know, let's be honest. I mean, when it comes to stuff like this, that's just helpful. You know, just knowing that there are other people out there that are either going through or have, in the past tense, gone through what you may be currently going through, that's empowering. Because if those people are still here and they came out on the other side successfully, you know, who's to say you can't? And I think that's where the power in the numbers, you know, you can, there's one of us, there's two of us, but when we're all a fist and there's 5 of us, that is more, that is stronger, that is more powerful. And each finger feels that way, having others next to them experiencing the same thing. It makes us more powerful. You know, a finger by itself, it can't do a whole lot. Well, I mean, I guess a couple of fingers good. Oh man, there's that internal dialogue shit again. Anyway, have a hard time talking about fingers without anyway, dude, shut up, man. Shut up. Anyway, 5 fingers makes a fist. 5 fingers are always more powerful than 1 finger or 2 fingers, right? So you get the point. It's empowering to, you know, to have things in common with other people, and it helps you to understand that you can also get through and prevail through whatever difficult trials or circumstances you may be experiencing. So without further ado, I'm gonna jump right back into, hold on. All right, so I just want to say this. I've had I've been doing this channel for probably 7-8 months now total, and I've had a couple of times somebody be like, dude, take the glasses off, bro. Show some respect. I had somebody say that one time, like, show some respect. I'm like, just a guy on my lunch break, dude. And in case you haven't noticed, it is true, I'm in a car, but I'm also outside. And before this goes any further, I just want to say, if you have never had a LASIK surgery procedure done, then you can't speak on it. So shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Having the sunglasses on is way less about vanity and looking cool for me, as it is that I have trouble not squinting when I'm out in the bright sunlight. It doesn't even have to be bright sunlight. And, I have trouble not squinting when the light hits me just right. This is a result of having LASIK surgery done several years back, and I was told by ophthalmologists that I probably would always possess kind of a sensitivity to light. But let's just get it out of the... Look, eyes are normal. Nothing wrong with the eyes here. But I have trouble, even as I'm sitting here, not squinting my eyes, because that's a challenge for me if a certain level of brightness is around me. And that's a direct result of having that procedure on my eyes. So I say that because I had the one person to say it a while back, and more recently I've had the same guy 2 different times. Man, take the glasses off, bro. I can't trust you with the sunglasses on. I'm like, okay. There's multiple reasons that sounds really stupid. The first reason, you shouldn't trust me, jackass, because you don't even know me. And if you have a habit of going around trusting people that you see on the internet, whom you've never met, whom you've never had a face-to-face conversation with, then you are to a fault, trusting, gullible person. You don't trust people on the internet that you never met, period. So if you're not being able to trust me, or you're not trusting me, should have way more to do with the fact that I'm just some random guy on his lunch break, probably in a different state than you, probably in a different time zone than you, who has no skin in the game in regards to you, your life, what's going on with your life. Vice versa, you have no skin in the game in terms of the reality of my existence. So let's get real. You shouldn't trust me anyway, dude. So if you're telling me that I take the sunglasses off, then all of a sudden I just become a really trustworthy person. No, because I'm still just some guy on the internet that you've never met, never had any personal interaction with. So let's just get that straight. And I've said and it's so irritating to me, because I've said both times that the guy said something, I've been like, nope. Because it doesn't matter. I'm saying what I'm saying, and my words need to be taken in the context for which I intend them. Okay? There's no way for any of you to know whether I'm bullshitting, or whether I'm telling the truth, or whether, I could be stuffing down Kratom every day and then getting on here and saying, yeah, I'm Kratom free, guys. Kratom free. I mean, I'm not doing that, but I could be, and you guys would never know. You'll never know. So, forget about all that. You'll never know whether you can trust me or not, because you've never met me, and you'll likely, 95% of you, probably 100% of you, will never meet me. I mean, I maybe have one person who is subscribed to my channel who actually knows me personally, and that's my wife, and then she never really watches it because she doesn't have time, you know, and she doesn't have an issue with Kratom either, so she really has no purpose in watching the channel. She knows it's just kind of a side hustle, something I'm passionate about and helping people, and that I've kind of used it as my own accountability mirror. So 99.9% of the people subscribed to me don't know me and never will know me. So there's no need in you even getting caught up in the fact of whether you can trust me or not, because you'll never be able to trust me truly, because you don't know me. I could be saying whatever and then going and doing something completely different. I completely concede to that fact. You should not trust me. But why should you, on the flip side of the coin, if you like the words I'm saying, and if the words I'm saying are helpful to you, then why would you purposely not trust me? Again, you don't have any skin in the game in regards to my life and what I'm doing on my side of this screen. You don't know. You never will know. So why get so caught up in the fact, well, I can't trust you, you got the sunglasses on? Dude, get over it. And then if you don't want to watch the channel anymore simply because I'm wearing some freaking shades, that's your curse, dude. You know? And if you're out here putting trust in people on the internet just because they're not wearing sunglasses, that's also a curse of yours, because that's not the move, bro. That's not a good move. Anyway, I'm not going to keep going on about that. My response is final. I'm going to wear the shades. It's part of just what I do on here. I'm always sitting outside to where the sun can come through my window, can come through my sunroof, you know, and I struggle with bright light due to having LASIK surgery done on my eye several years back. I likely always will. So anytime I'm outside, even if it's not particularly sunny, even, you're probably still gonna see me with shades on. Just is what it is, bro. Just get used to it. Anyway, moving on. 12 minutes talking about some bullshit, and y'all got me on here talking about wearing shades or not. I mean, come on, dude. 35-minute videos talking about some serious shit such as substance abuse, and all you're getting from it is, well, I can't see past the fact that you're wearing shades. Bro, I mean, a lot of people aren't even looking at me. I mean, I know I'm handsome and shit. I'm just saying. I know I'm a handsome guy and everything, but most people are just listening. You know, I know for a fact that a lot of people are just putting an earbud in and, you know, going to exercise or sitting around the couch or whatever it is they're doing, and they're just listening as they do other stuff. You know, I'm a channel where you're hearing my words. You're not in it for my appearance or to look at me. Or maybe you are. I mean, maybe you are. You know, I consider myself a nice looking guy, but I also am not vain enough to think that people aren't even listening to my words, that they're literally just wanting to look at me. You know, so if you're so concerned about whether I'm wearing sunglasses or not, it might not be the channel for you, bro. And here's the thing, if you say it one time and I say, no, I'm not taking the sunglasses off, and then one video later you come back, bro, just take those sunglasses off, I can't trust you with them on, then go to another channel, bro. I'm not taking them off. Plus, you need to stop trusting people based on whether they're wearing shades or not. that can get you into some trouble, bro. You know? I mean, somebody, you know, you put all your trust in somebody just because they're not wearing shades, and they end up doing you wrong. What then? You gonna tell them to put shades on? Man, I can't trust you without shades. Put some shades on, then I'll trust you. I mean, what are we doing here, bro? But anyway, at 2 Aces says, I'm glad, and listen, I'm not sure if I got to this comment last time. I think I did touch on it a little bit, but I wanted to get a more thorough response to this comment. At 2 Aces says, glad there's a video about MIT 45s. I'm starting to taper off since this past week. Did a full bottle once a day for a while. tapering down by thirds, then less and less, then nothing. One thing I have realized the days I take a break from it or try not to take any, I'm just tired as can be. I also think it's mental. Did opioids for a while years back and went through hell getting off of them. Remember, peeps, if y'all were on opioids before and got off of them, we can definitely come off of anything. That's how I look at it. Good diet, no processed crap, and working out 6 days a week really helps. Ding, 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 ding. Very good, bro. And you said a lot of things in here. I'm always beating that exercise drum. And I'm always beating the drum of no processed foods, eating clean, eating healthy, high protein, high fibrous foods. You know, people complain about things like Kratom constipating you. Listen, if you're eating healthy, you're eating fibrous foods, high protein foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, drinking tons of water every day. If you're doing all of these things, you're not going to have trouble with constipation when it comes to Kratom. Trust me. And I think where, you know, and listen, obviously for people who have an addictive mentality or are addicts, I don't like to use that word, but hey, it is what it is. Looks like a duck, sounds like a duck, probably a duck, right? So let's use the word addict for the purpose of this video. If you're an addict, you know, let's get real. You probably shouldn't be taking something like Kratom on a regular basis, okay? With that said, there are people that are addicts and there are people that are not addicts who are still going to say, I don't give a shit what you say, I'm going to take it. I like it and I'm going to take it, okay? So if you fall into that category, my advice is, if you're one of those, first off, if you're an addict, you probably shouldn't be, okay? You shouldn't be taking it. But who am I? I'm just some random guy on the internet that you don't know, that there has no skin in the game in regards to your life, what you do with your life, and vice versa. So you're probably not going to listen to me. But if you are one of those people that says, well, you know, I am an addict, but I'll still want to take it, right? At least let that one thing be your guilty pleasure, okay? Don't, because where people, I think, and this also is one of the things that gives Kratom a really bad name too, okay? Because you got people out there that use Kratom all the time, but then on top of using Kratom all the time every day, they eat like shit. Everything they eat comes out of a package or is frozen and they have to throw it in the microwave to heat it up, or it comes in a bag like some potato chips and it's greasy and it's a burger and it's, you know, got tons of just processed fat and saturated fats and trans fats and every other kind of fat you can think of. It's got all this negative garbage in it. And then they don't drink water. All they drink is high fructose corn syrup sodas. And then they're sedentary and they don't get up and do any exercise. They sit around all the time and they just let that bad diet and that negative lifestyle just seep into their cells and seep into their very being. And then these are the same people that stand up and start screaming from the mountaintops how horrible Kratom is, how it ruined their skin, how it made them lose their hair, how it made them get a gut out to here, how it caused them to be constipated, how it caused them to go into this severe depression. And listen, I'm not trying to downplay the negative side effects that can come with Kratom. It is absolutely a real thing. It is not people's imagination that it can increase your risk of constipation. It is not people's imagination that it can play a part in messing up your skin. It's not people's imagination that it can play a part in a host of many other negative side effects, right? But a lot of people are not only doing the Kratom, but then they're sedentary. Then they eat nothing but processed foods. And then they drink nothing but sodas. And they don't do any other positive, healthy thing in their life. And then they stand up on the mountaintops and start screaming about how unhealthy Kratom is. And see, my issue with that is not that people are giving Kratom a bad name. My issue with that is that the knowledge about what Kratom is and what Kratom can do to you is being skewed, and it's being displaced or misplaced onto other things, and people are attributing Kratom, the use of Kratom, to things that Kratom probably doesn't have a lot to do with. Okay? May have some to do with, but let me put it to you this way. I've never had a problem with having a big distended belly, no matter how much Kratom I was taking. I've never had a problem with losing my hair. As you can see, I'm 47 years old. Still have a pretty decent head of hair. And this was after, I haven't taken it recently. It's been several weeks since I've taken it, but you know, before that, taking it pretty steadily for a good 4.5 years, I would say. No problems with the hair. My skin is always pretty good. But listen, I'm one of those people where I would take the Kratom, but the Kratom is my guilty pleasure. Outside of that, I do a host of things that are healthy for my life. I exercise regularly. I drink tons of water. I exercise, I just said I exercise regularly. I exercise vigorously, regularly. I'm not talking about just, you know, prancing around the block here and there. Well, I'm going to get a good walk in. I'm going to get a good brisk walk in today. No. I do some stuff that really pushes my body and pushes my mind, right? And you know, I eat vegetables all the time. I eat fruits all the time, nuts. You know, these are the type of things that I eat on a regular basis. Never had any problems with constipation. Never had any problems with my skin. Never had any problems with losing hair. Never had any problems with gaining weight or having this distended abdomen because of Kratom. You know, so I just want to be honest. If we're going to put information out there about Kratom, we got to be fair in the sense that, yeah, we want to warn people about it, especially to the mental emotional component that goes with Kratom. If you take Kratom all the time, it's something you do on a regular basis, you're going to get to a point where you're physically dependent upon it. And when you go to stop or you go to decrease your amount, you're going to have the anhedonia. You're going to have the low energy. You're going to have something that feels like depression. You're going to have some physical symptoms, the restless legs, this, you know, the insomnia, the, you know, have some, maybe some cold sweats or some, you know, not everybody deals with all of these in the same way. A lot of it depends on the person, their age, their activity level, their metabolism, how they eat, what they drink. All of these other things are, you know, are items that are consistent with how your body is going to deal with coming off of Kratom. So we want to be honest. We want to be open that there are some negative side effects with not only using Kratom regularly, but then trying to come off of it, okay? But we also have to be honest on the flip side of it, okay? And then when we have someone who not only takes the Kratom way too damn much, but then they also do every other unhealthy thing that you can possibly imagine known to man, that needs to be said. That person needs to be called out. And that person's experience with Kratom needs to be stacked up beside another person's experience with Kratom who might do the Kratom, but they also do a bunch of other healthy things in their lives. Those two situations do not need to be looked at as the same thing. Okay? They're not the same. All right? Because this person's experience with Kratom is going to be far worse than this person's experience with Kratom. Okay? Instead of doing 10 bad things for your health and for your body, I mean, you know, I hate to give people permission, you know, well, it's not as bad if you only do one shitty thing for your body, but I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong? You know, which is worse? To do Kratom, but then drink a tons of water, exercise regularly, eat healthy foods, or take a bunch of Kratom, sit around your ass all the time, eat processed foods, and drink sodas. Who do you think is going to have the worst experience with Kratom? It's obvious, okay? So that's why if we're going to be honest, we need to be honest across the board. You know, and I don't get on here and try to paint this beautiful picture of Kratom and, oh, Kratom's this harmless botanical, and no, you guys know better than that. I've never done that. I've always been very honest about what Kratom is and what it can mean to and how it can affect people. I've always been very honest about that, right? But at the same time, I'm not gonna sit here and paint this picture like that is synonymous with these people who are just in general, aside from the Kratom use, are just living an insurmountable, unhealthy sort of lifestyle. And then these are the same people that get online and then blame Kratom for all of it. Nah, bro. Nah. No. You know, Kratom may be causing a little bit of that, but I guarantee you, your poor diet has a lot to do with your skin being bad. Not drinking enough water and being dehydrated and taking in really nasty, horrible processed foods and then not exercising it out of you, and your body is not ridding itself of toxins the way it should be. And then the Kratom just adds to that. Then it has more trouble expelling and excreting and getting rid of the Kratom as well, because your body's metabolism is slowed down. So Kratom can add to that and make an already poor health system and poor immune system, poor respiratory system, poor digestive system. It can make all of those worse than they already are. Okay? But it's all relative. It's all relative. So my listen, if you're gonna do it, and if you're gonna be one of those people, look, I love it. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I need it for some reason, or I just want to take it, so I'm gonna take it. If that's gonna be you, fine. But at least do some good shit along with the bad. Okay? Try to negate the negative thing. Try to negate the Kratom use as much as you can by living an otherwise healthy lifestyle. Okay? And I just want to be real about that. That's kind of the name of, you know, I mean, that's kind of what I'm trying to say today. That's kind of what all this is about. So anyway, at 2 Aces, thank you, bro, for your comment about the MIT 45s. Yeah, not a lot of people are talking about it, but the MIT 45s are a serious deal. I'm not a big proponent or fan of those because I think it gets people's tolerances up really, really high, and then it causes people to have trouble cutting back off of the Kratom at that point, because they can't take enough powder in one day to equal the amount of MIT that they were having, you know. And then these people, they kind of get caught in this loop, you know, where they're having to figure out how to, you know, cut down on the MIT 45s every day. But listen, I gotta go. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. I will come tomorrow with another comment. This one's gonna be from @Jehovah-Litness. I think that's interesting. Jehovah-Litness. Sounds a lot like Jehovah-Witness, which, hey, bro, everybody's welcome on here, baby. Everybody's welcome, okay? So we're gonna go over a comment by them tomorrow. A great comment, a very long comment, and I want to get into it a little bit. But I gotta go. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and Corey is out. All right, love you guys.